Hello friends. In the last class we have stopped with the clinical types of schizophrenia. So we shall continue with that today's class. So the clinical types are paranoid, hebephrenic, catatonic, residual, undifferentiated, simple and post-schizophrenic depression. So let us see what is paranoid schizophrenia. So paranoid schizophrenia, in addition to the general guidelines of schizophrenia, delusions, hallucinations, and disturbances are common. The delusions include delusions of persecution, delusions of reference, grandiosity, control, or infidelity. So the person will be a paranoid person. He will have doubt towards everything. So delusion of persecution, reference, grandiosity, control, or infidelity are common among paranoid schizophrenia. And the hallucinations usually have a persecutory or grandiose content. Then disturbances of affect, volition, speech, and motor behavior are also present. And the personality deterioration is much lesser as compared to other types of schizophrenia. This can be a question which has least personality deterioration. So, paranoid schizophrenia has least personality deterioration as compared to other types of schizophrenia. The patients may be apprehensive. They will be very anxious, evasive, and guarded on mental status examination. They also feel doubt towards the examiner also. So we feel that they are very guarded. And onset of this illness is insidious. It's a gradual process. And at third and early fourth decade of life. Third and early fourth decade of life. And complete recovery usually does not occur. Though this have least personality deterioration, the complete recovery is not usually possible. Next one is hebephrenic or disorganized schizophrenia. So this is characterized by marked thought disorder, incoherence, and severe loosening. So the person also have emotional disturbances, mannerisms, mirror gazing, disinhibited behavior, poor self-care and hygiene, markedly impaired social and occupational functioning, extreme social withdrawal. So hebephrenic or disorganized schizophrenia is a most common question asked in PSC and other competitive examinations. They will be giving these kind of terminologies like which schizophrenia has the following features like mannerism, mirror gazing, disinhibition, then markedly impaired social and occupational functioning like that. So you have to be very careful while reading the question. The most commonly asked one is hebephrenic in the types of schizophrenia. And also another important thing is that you can see the yellow one. It has the worst prognosis among all subtypes of schizophrenia. It has the worst prognosis among all subtypes of schizophrenia. Very important point. Insidious onset in the second decade and course is progressive and downhill. It is deteriorating course and it's very difficult to recover. So worst prognosis is hebephrenic. Then next is catatonic schizophrenia. You know what is catatonia. So like symptoms will be there in catatonic schizophrenia. So it is characterized by marked disturbances of motor behavior. There is marked disturbances in motor behavior. There are three clinical forms of catatonic schizophrenia, which include excited catatonia, stuporous catatonia, and catatonia alternating between excitement and stupor. So, three clinical forms: excited, stuporous, and catatonia alternating between excitement and stupor. So, let us see what is excited catatonia. So, in excited catatonia, as the name suggests, there is increased psychomotor activity. Increased psychomotor activity. So, this activity can range from a mere excitement to violent behavior. There can be a mild excitement also. It can range up to very violent behavior. Then the second one is increased speech production. So, speech production and the spontaneity, the pressure of speech, and because of the increased pressure of speech, there is loosening of association. All this can happen in excited catatonia. Then there can the another important point is that this excitement has no relationship with the environment. It is not unrelated to the environmental stimuli or anything. The person without any stimulus behaving like this. So that is excited catatonia. And also in excitement, sometimes it may become very severe, and there can be rigidity, hyperthermia, and finally death. So the excitement becomes so severe that the person may become very rigid, and there can be increased body temperature, and it will finally cause death. And this is called acute lethal catatonia. So what is acute lethal catatonia? It's very important point. Acute lethal catatonia. It can also be termed as pernicious catatonia. So it can also be a question probably, what is acute lethal catatonia or pernicious catatonia. So the excited catatonia, when it becomes severe, it goes to a stage of rigidity as well as hyperthermia and finally death. Then next is stuporous catatonia, or it is also called retarded catatonia. The other one is excited, this is retarded or stuporous. So the symptoms of stuporous catatonia, each one is very important. So characterized by extreme retardation of psychomotor function. Extreme retardation of psychomotor function. So let us see what are the symptoms. They include mutism. You know what is mutism? Just go back and refer the previous classes. Then rigidity, negativism. Also it is described earlier. Then posturing. The person keeps to a particular posture and it will be kept for prolonged period of time. Then stupor. So the person may go to a stage of unresponsiveness, and he will lie back unresponsively, but he will have the he will have the consciousness, but he will lie immobile and unresponsive. So that is stupor. Then echolalia. You know what is echolalia? So all these symptoms. Then echopraxia, waxy flexibility, ambitendency. Other signs include mannerism, stereotypy, automatic obedience, verbigeration. So all these features are present in retarded catatonia. So a description of all these symptoms we have already discussed in the signs and symptoms of mental illness in the previous classes. So please go back and see those classes and come back again and study schizophrenia very well. So that is regarding the retarded catatonia. So these are the symptoms once again: mutism, rigidity, negativism, posturing, stupor, echolalia, echopraxia, waxy flexibility, ambitendency, and mannerism, stereotypy, automatic obedience, and verbigeration. Then next one is catatonia alternating between excitement and stupor. Catatonia alternating between excitement and stupor. So there can be excited catatonia and stuporous catatonia alternatively in these kind of people. Both are present alternatively. The next is residual or latent schizophrenia. Another classification of schizophrenia is residual or latent. This residual or latent schizophrenia is characterized by prominent negative symptoms. It can be a question. Which type of schizophrenia is characterized by prominent negative symptoms? So it is residual or latent schizophrenia. Why it is called residual? Because there will be a history of one clear-cut psychotic episode in the past. The person have a history of clear-cut psychotic episode in the past, and the symptoms may be there, residual symptoms may be there, and later on another episode or another precipitated symptom of schizophrenia happens. So in that case we call it residual or latent schizophrenia, characterized by prominent negative symptoms. Never forget that. Next is regarding the treatment of schizophrenia. So what are the treatment methods of schizophrenia? It include hospitalization. Or hospitalization can only be needed in case of acute phases. Acute and violent attacks of schizophrenia needs hospitalization. Otherwise we can manage it at home. But the initial phases we may be needing hospitalization. Then regarding pharmacotherapy, what are the drugs given for our schizophrenia? They are antipsychotic drugs. Mainstay of treatment is antipsychotic drugs. And next one is electroconvulsive therapy. This is very useful especially in catatonia and paranoid patients, and most beneficial in early part of the treatment. The other treatment methods include psychotherapy, family therapy, vocational training, and rehabilitation. So, all these treatments, combined treatment modality is given. So, just a brief description of the treatment. And classical or typical traditional antipsychotics like haloperidol, chlorpromazine, and thioridazine are given. Then a typical or the newer generation of antipsychotics like clozapine, risperidone, ziprasidone. Then others include mood stabilizers like lithium, anxiolytics like benzodiazepines, anticholinergics like benztropine to prevent extrapyramidal symptoms, then beta blockers like atenolol, metoprolol, etc. The detailed description of all these treatments we will do in another session. So that's all for today. So kindly study well and achieve your aim and keep watching this channel. I will be updating newer classes day by day. So just follow and study well. Do maximum number of questions and you will be able to achieve your aim as early as possible. So work hard and achieve your dream.